Welcome. Oh my gosh, guys, this is incredible. I can't believe you guys managed to max this line out at 1,000 participants. So before I get into the story of how this all got created, I just want you guys to give yourself a huge round of applause because honestly, that's a big deal, guys. I don't think in my career, well, I'm a little bit old school, but in my career, I've never had 1,000 people jump on a call just to learn about what is about to go live. So that's a big deal, guys. We're excited to be here. I am so honored to be invited on the line this evening. I know this was supposed to be a distributor run call, but I know Shanna and Brandon really wanted me to actually share the story behind why this company got created. And so I appreciate and respect them and all of the leaders that have been involved with pre-launching this company. And many of you guys probably don't even know what it's like to pre-launch because you've probably never participated in it. But what this pre-launch is literally you are hearing about this before our website even goes completely public to the whole entire world. So can you imagine sitting at 1,000 people before we're public? What is it going to look like when you now have a replicated site, content, product that you get to share with people? And so I'm so excited to be a part of it. It's an honor. It's a blessing. I am definitely not going to take credit for this. This is 100% of the launch team that has been involved, that has diligently worked behind the scenes to build out a system of duplication from the day we launched. So how did this company come about, guys? I will tell you, and I'm going to give a shout out to my friend, John Hammock. He's on the line right now. He's dialed in. John and I and my husband have been really good friends. John and my husband work very closely together in different businesses. But I remember the day that it happened. I was actually at home. John was hanging out at our house with my husband. I came home from a meeting and I was actually just talking with John. And John knows me. I have no filter. So I'm usually really honest with him. And I was sitting at our house and I was just kind of complaining about the situation that was happening, of what I've experienced in my career and the current scenario that I was in. And I will tell you that John, he tried to pitch me on another product, and I will not mention name because it's a great company, but I'm not going to call anyone out. And John was like, "Hey, Van, you let me know if you're ever open. This company is a great company with a great product." And I just said, "Yeah, I like it, but that's not really the deal that I really want to go into." And so long story short, after that conversation was had, John was going to come back to Southern California to vacation in San Diego. And it just so happened to be with Terry LaCour and his family. And so John arranged it that we all went out to have dinner that evening, went out to San Diego, weren't really planning on talking about business, but I really felt frustrated in the position that I was in my career with my husband. And I really just wanted to figure out a solution for us and not necessarily start a company. John knows that. That wasn't even the topic of discussion. But when we went out there and we were all hanging out, I remember sitting at dinner in San Diego, we were all chatting. I was sitting next to Terry's wife and we were talking about his aunt and she was just explaining what was going on. And in the middle of that, I literally said, "Hey, I don't know if you're open to this, but the biotech company that I work with, they do help patients." And so I started explaining the technology that our head chemist had developed. And in the middle of that conversation, Terry literally asked me, Terry LaCour asked me, "Is that technology real?" And I said, "Yeah, I can actually get you on the phone with the chemist that created it and he can explain it all to you." And long story short, in the middle of that conversation, John could attest to this. I remember Terry looking at me and he goes, "Van, I never pitch who I am, but do you know what I do for a living?" And I looked at Terry and I go, "Yeah, I know what you do, Terry." And then, the night went on and we were all joking around. We were all having fun. And moral to the story was the following week, my husband and I, the head chemist, the biotech owner, all flew out to Texas. John came into that meeting as well, really facilitated and helped all of that. And in the middle of the conversation of our guy, Mike, which is our chemist, talking to Joe, which is the head formulator in the R&D lab with Terry, they were talking back and forth for about 2.5 hours, and they started explaining the process of absorption. And I want to reiterate and actually focus in what Shanna said in the very beginning is that the strip technology, it's not new. Guys, if you Google search it and you look online, there are strips online. But the difference between our strip and any other strip that ever gets created is the technology of absorption is what differentiates us from everyone else. And what I mean by that is that in the middle of us discussing this, Terry told us that he owned a strip machine that he bought 2.5 years ago. And the current formulation that he has in his R&D lab does not fit on the product. So let me break down to you guys how a strip actually works. Brandon, if you can show the screen and if you guys can actually see it, let me show you guys what a strip looks like. It's just a square, right? So many people thought of this idea, but the problem with the current technology is that you have 125 megs that is available for this strip. And that includes your flavoring, that includes active ingredient, that includes everything else that you want to put on that strip. The current technology that sits in the market that even Terry has, you need 85 to 100 meg to even maybe feel some sort of impact. So when you look at the strips on the market, whether it's caffeine strip, energy, whatever, it's 85 to 100, or they'll give you tiny micrograms that when you go to take it, you don't feel anything. And then also you need space for flavoring and the structure of the actual strip. So when you go to try the current products that are sitting in the market outside of network marketing, you'll notice that one, you're probably not going to really feel much besides a caffeine boost. Everyone can feel caffeine. The other thing is you'll notice is that the flavoring is going to taste horrible. And I say that because Terry, he tried to create two separate strips that he let us taste in his office. One was a BComplex strip. No joke, guys. Me and the biotech owner took the strip. We literally turned our heads and spit the strip out because it tasted so disgusting. It was supposed to taste like strawberry flavor, right? And so we were sitting there talking about it, and he said that he was trying to find a formula that can fit on 50 megs or less, because then it would allow him to create the structure and the flavoring necessary for it to be worth it. And guys, when I tell you this technology is so different and unique, here's the shortest form that I can explain it to you guys. And if you guys end up getting involved with the company, our head chemist is going to come out to the launch event that is happening in August to break down his technology and how exactly it works. But how it works is he takes any ingredients and he encapsulates it in a special process. The process of encapsulation is not the unique part. It's the reaction that he creates in the lab that when the ingredient either hits your mouth or water, it binds to water and identifies as water, so that when you go to ingest any product that he utilizes his process on, it goes straight into the bloodstream. It bypasses all of absorption and it goes into your bloodstream. And so guys, with that type of mechanism, it doesn't require him to use a whole lot of ingredients in order to create a full impact. So when Terry had mentioned, can you fit it on 50 megs or less? Mike's answer says that's going to be tough, but he's going to figure it out with his technology. And that was how the birth of the company started. And guys, when I tell you on my dream board, I did not ever put CEO, co-founder on there. It was not. My husband and I, we make really great income being top distributors in companies that we get involved in. And so when we were presented the opportunity to work with Terry, I will tell you guys, I was a little bit nervous and reluctant because I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this in your career, but I've been in network marketing for over 17 years. And I will tell you, I've been beat up in this industry. And I was at a mental state of actually wanting to walk away from the industry as a whole. And I remember having a conversation with Terry that even after being pitched this concept of launching a strip supplement company, I went back to Terry and I said, Terry, I don't know if I have it in me to even do network marketing. What if I just go traditional retail? And he said, Van, whatever way you want to do this, I will support you no matter what. You decide if you're going to go network marketing or if you're going to go traditional retail. And after a week-long conversation with my husband, the lab, going back and forth, I finally decided, I said, you know what? This industry is what gave us life. This industry is what helped us change our perspective of how we should run our family, our personal life, our relationship. Everything surrounding us was because of this industry and what it did for us. And I can't abandon it. So I finally made the decision, told my husband, I said, let's do this. Let's start this company. And sure enough, guys, when I committed to making this product, the first people I called, because I wanted to do some R&D of the formula, was I ended up calling Shanna and Brandon, right? Because I respect them. They've done very well in this industry. They have a good sense of knowledge and understanding of what's current in the market. And I actually sat down with them. I'm like, okay, are you ready to hear what I'm about to do? I literally took one of the strips that Terry gave me to go home with. And I said, I'm going to launch a strip supplement company. And I kid you guys not, talk about alignment, right? Talk about things that were meant to be. Shanna and Brandon literally said, Van, I have goosebumps because you have no idea. I actually brought this idea up several months ago, but was told it was not possible. And so I was like, oh my gosh, well, that's the company and that's the product that we're going to go with. And this is exciting to know. So immediately, Shanna and Brandon, they were one of the first people that I needed to R&D the product on. So what I ended up doing was with the lab, we got some raw material and I said, I'm going to just send it to you guys. I'm not even going to tell you what the product's designed for. I'm not even going to tell you the ingredient list. I just want you guys to tell me, do you feel this product or not? And guys, John Hammock was also another one that I literally sent my product with my husband when they went out to Dubai to do some business. And I gave him raw material. And guys, when I tell you that I truly didn't want the placebo effects, because when I sat down and we formulated this company, I knew what I didn't want in this company. I didn't want hype. I didn't want drama. I didn't want BS. I truly wanted to build this for the distributors because my husband and I understand what people go through, what they're looking for, because it was the same thing that my husband and I have been searching for 17 plus years. And I'm not going to say that I created the best and I'm going to do it all. I'm not. But here's what I've always focused on in my career is that if you build it, they will come. Right. And so I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm seeking in this industry. And if it falls into what you believe is going to align for you and your family, then we want to welcome you, because I just know for a fact that what we're about to do with this product is going to help so many people. And when I tell you guys the inspiration behind this formula, it actually happened about 2 years ago because of a TV interview that I was watching. And I saw and heard stats about teenagers, which you guys may or may not know. My husband and I do have a teenager. She's 13 years old. And when I heard those stats, I was floored and I was concerned as a mom to hear those types of things and things that I cannot control, like technology, social media. I knew it was going to impact my child. And so when I called the lab to talk about this formula, again, I was considering leaving the industry. And I said, hey, let's, create a product. Let's sell it traditional. But then the MLM side that I was representing was literally in full chaos. And so both him and I kind of dropped the idea and said, we got to go focus and fix this company. And we kind of tabled the talk. So when we got presented that opportunity to work with Terry, I will tell you guys that truly the product was my number one focus. I did not want to worry about comp plan. I didn't want to worry about building. I didn't want to worry about anything until we perfected this product. So guys, I know you guys are asking for the ingredient list. I'm actually going to let Shanna, Brandon, and everybody else talk about the details. But when I tell you guys, for me personally, building what we built, to me, I always told them it was a God thing, because I didn't chase after a company. I didn't go after this. It literally was presented right in front of us that we had the technology, Terry had the machine, and it just became a magical process of combination of 3 entities having exactly what we were all missing in our career and building the company that you guys are about to see go public in the next several days. And guys, I'm so excited about what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step aside, because when I tell you guys, I blindly sent product to Shanna and Brandon and John Hammock, literally, they had no idea what it was designed for. And what I'm going to do is step aside and actually give them the opportunity to share with you guys their experience of what they felt when they first took the material that I was putting together. Well, not me, I'm going to not take credit. When the lab put together the formula, they're going to tell you guys what they experienced, and they had no idea what to expect when they took the product.